Actually, Bravo called this episode the grand finale, but that was a very premature decision because what we found out 5 months later was Robert had all the tea behind the paywall. Is y'all ready to talk about it? Cue the music! Oh yes, bitches and hoes, I'm back!
I drop a player like it's nothing, it ain't working out. Now no debate or for discussion, bitch, I'm walking out. My time is money, I ain't loving, let you toast it out. Flip my weave and walk it out, look how I just bossed it out. Now come on baby, why you bugging, we can't talk it out. I keeps it moving, I ain't tripping, lost another spouse. I'm just a boss, it's in my blood, no I won't scream or shout. Grabbing my keys.
Cause oh yes, bitches and hoes, I'm back! Back with another video. We here to discuss Real Housewives of Potomac, the so-called grand finale. Girl, this ain't no damn grand finale. I don't care what nobody say. This ain't no grand finale. Robert was holding out on information. I watched what happened live. Andy, I'd have fired that hoe on the spot. That's just me, but a part of me still want to see the tea for next season. And we would make that heifer go into detail about what the hell went down over there with Wine and this woman down there in Georgetown. And we find out this too. But we're going to have a whole nother video for that. Anyway, yeah, Bravo, this wasn't no grand finale. The gag and the joke was on y'all. Robert put the grand finale behind a doggone paywall. And shout out to the dude that was on TikTok who went up there and said he paid his $5 so we don't have to, and just told her she ain't really say nothing. Sound about right, because she love her some wine. Girl, let's get into this episode. So the episode opens up, not Candace. Ashley takes Dean. Is that the oldest one? Dean. Candace takes Dean out to lunch and Dean don't want to go. Dean is like, girl, I know you the person who shitted me out and all of that, but I don't really hang with you like that, so why is you trying to take me out from by my daddy? Dean is having a fit. Dean said he want to take his shirt off. Dean said he want to go home. He want to be everywhere but with Ashley. But we all know why this is the case, because just like Malaysia, Ashley ain't never with them damn kids. Them kids don't know you like that. They know you, but they don't know you like that. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Dean would rather go be with his cheating, nasty-ass daddy, because at least his daddy probably around him more than your ass. You over there TikToking to save your life. And poor Dean don't want nothing to do with you. So, child, she finally sits Dean down in the chair, got him all settled and all that, asking Dean, you don't want to spend quality time with your mama? And he said, who, bitch? Hell no. Take me back to my daddy. That's what Dean was saying, him and the nanny. You know what I'm saying? Because that's who really raising them, the nanny. But she decides to FaceTime her mama. And she got on the phone with her mama and said, yeah, we done closed on the house. We done put the down payment down in the LLC with Michael. And Miss Sheila was sitting up there going, Lord. But Miss Sheila, shut up. Because didn't Michael buy you a house too? Zip it, Miss Sheila. Sorry, I said what I said. But yeah, Miss Sheila don't think that this is a good idea. And it ain't. It really ain't. Ashley, you a damn fool. Is it the fact that what we found out later, you ain't got no money, that's why you putting this house in the name of this LLC? Because I think that's what it is. You keeping Michael on the deed and making sure his name's still involved in it. Because you know you ain't got the money to afford it. So at least in your mind, all else fails, he gonna make sure the bills get paid. But the gag is he can make sure the bills get paid and kick your ass up out of there. Stop acting crazy, because we heard you say you ain't getting nothing from the doggone divorce. Or you ain't getting what you thought you was gonna get, girl. You would have made up with that old wrinkled prune for nothing? Girl, I'd have been somewhere jumping off of the side of a bridge. Girl, anyway. But she don't want her kids to feel like she the one who broke up the family. That's why she's still handling all this stuff with Michael. Girl, you know, Ashley, at first when you got divorced, you know, the whole internet went off. They was like, yeah, that's what's up. She about to get her coin and all of that. And it's about to be a good day in the neighborhood for a semi-black woman, because she ain't 100% black. But then we come to find out you just as dumb as them TikToks you be making. Ashley, you got to be the dumbest. Well, no, I think Robert is the dizziest and the dumbest. But you got to be next to the dumbest bitch Martin Luther King died for. I'm sorry. He didn't die for you to be this damn stupid. Now, I know Martin Luther King wanted to integrate, and this is Black History Month, but you done took a massive L, at least a quarter or half, however much of your ass is black. 35%, whatever. You done took a major L, Ashley. You a damn fool. Anyway, I hope Michael kick your ass up out of there and keep the kids. Let's move on. We move to the next scene. Oh, by the way, the mortgage is $13,000 a month. Girl, what? Girl, you better be selling more than TikToks. Anyway, because you know Michael handling everything, girl. I can't move on to the next doggone subject. Michael is handling everything, and she's glad. She said because it's a lot of paperwork and big words. We all know she's stupid. Ashley, you just set black women back too far. Moving on, Gizzard is on top of her roots, moving branches, talking about buy branches. You should have been saying buy you. Buy you and Robert. Both of y'all buy. Robert says she over there getting in shape for the wedding, and Wine looking like, girl, this is a commitment ceremony. We ain't signing no documents. Candy Eyes and her sister talking about the party, and her sister said, oh, this is an album release. No, she didn't already release this album. Candy Eyes, listen, I get it. This is a video release party. And I get people re-release albums, but typically it's albums that were successful the first time. You know how Nicki put back out her Reloaded album? That's because she reloaded it, because when she loaded it the last time, it was lit. Candy Eyes, I think you should have gave the people new material. I think when you came back this season, you should have been working on a whole new EP or a new album, and you should have did a video to something new, something spicier, something more up to the times. You could have got Trina to feature on anything. She taking all checks right now. So I just feel like you should have gave the people more than what you giving. We tired of Deep Space, girl. If we ain't buy it the first time, I don't think we were really gonna buy it the second time. I'm sorry. And I'm not even a Candace hater no more. Because, you know, I couldn't stand a little heifer. But, you know, I'm going to need you to put out some more material, girl. Material, girl! Let's move on. Now, Robin is over there trying on them soft-ass hats when her parents decide to pop up now. I ain't going to lie. This is the one compliment I'm going to give. Now, I'm going to give you 2 compliments this episode. And I think this is the most compliments I've ever given you in my entire viewing of your face. But Robert takes her mom and daddy down there through the house to give him a doggone tour. And I ain't gonna lie, Robert, your house is nice. Yeah, Robert got a nice house. I'm with Mama with the drapes on the doggone floor, but that's something we could deal with. Robert got a nice ass house. And no wonder Wine is trying to walk you down the aisle and meet you at the altar in your off-white dress. Because that's a nice ass house. I'll marry your ugly ass too. And I can tell you anything, you gonna believe it, girl, please. Anyway, so they sit down and she tells her mama, yeah, you know, me and Wine going over to Jamaica because his brother getting married, and we decided to be the cheapest of the cheap and just take our little ceremony on afterwards. Well, the mama says, well, shit, what about me? Why you ain't invite me? How you gonna have a wedding next month and don't invite me? And, you know, Robert was like, no, because if I invite you, then I got to invite my sisters and my brothers and my cousins, and I ain't trying to do all that. Well, Robert's mama say, I get it, you know, I guess, but I feel like we should have been there. And then she also goes on to say that you know how much we support you. And Daddy looked at her like, hell for no, this ain't French. We don't support a damn thing. And he said, well, huh. So the mama had to rephrase that and say, I support y'all being together. Girl, your daddy don't want you to be with your ugly ass, cheating ass, nothing ass man. Gizzard Paul didn't want her to be with his cheating ass, pastor ass man. Y'all gotta start listening to y'all daddies. You know, a lot of young black girls don't grow up with daddies. I grew up with one, and I listened to my father. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta start listening to y'all daddies. Your daddy don't want you to get married, but he gonna support you anyway. But I mean, move on, Robert, or just go marry Gizzard. It's accepted nowadays. But anyway, where were we? So the mama felt some type of way, but she said she gonna let it ride. The daddy said, girl, we don't even care anyway. Let's move on. Mia and Gordon go to the doctor to waste our time, girl. You know, Mia double talks herself so much, it drives me insane. So if y'all don't recall, when Mia first was walking up to the doctor with Gordon, she said she had already ruled out life-threatening issues, and she's just going to get this biopsy results to see what the hell could be going on. So, okay, that means you have no way or no reason for anything to be life-threatening. Cool. Why is you sitting there at the doctor talking to this lady as if you about to get your cancer diagnosis or something? The lady sit down and say, girl, look, we done did the doggone skin grab, biopsy, or whatever the hell we did. We ruled out this other thing that it could have been that was non-life-threatening. It wasn't, girl, it wasn't nothing but a rash. Mia, now I know Jacqueline gonna expose your ass on this doggone reunion, as she should. Y'all don't understand the power of the tongue. The tongue is extremely powerful. You can speak positivity and you can speak negativity and you can invite that energy into you. You started this shit out talking about you thought you had cancer and you got swollen lymph nodes and all of this stuff, and I'm here for it if it's true. But if in fact this is false, You just invited something very nasty and very bad to you. Now, I know children who grew up without parents and love tend to have, imaginary friends because they're trying to imagine the love that they feel they lost. But you tall, lanky heifer, if you're lying on this tube about thinking you having cancer and all of that, because the doctor just doggone outed your ass. If you on this tube lying saying you thought you had cancer and the whole gag is you didn't, girl, you're going to pay for it. That's all I'm saying. You're going to pay for it. But she's happy she's going to live for her kids. And that's where the contradiction come in. Because when you walk through the door, you say the doctor's already said you ain't got nothing life-threatening. Why is you around there talking about you happy you won't be able to be around for your kids? Telling Jacqueline she can marry Gordon if you die. Oh, Lord. You know, I ain't about to do that to you. Let's move on. We move to the next scene. Giza brings her girls out for ice cream and tell them she went on a date and that she got to get her uterus taken out. Giza tells the oldest and her girls, Steve took me out, and it was just like, okay. They did a flashback of Steve being introduced to everybody. You could tell Steve ain't heard from Giza in 30 years. Steve told her, he said, back in the gap, we kissed or whatever, and now you sitting up here smiling in my face, exposing the shit out of her. Girl, where did you go dig up this man? I thought you said you got men all over. What are these other men? Why would you go dig up Steve, who looking like he lost his eyebrows, his mind, and his way back home, and he just happened to stop to your house? Girl, what is going on? You're asking the girls if they got commentary. Them girls is like, no, we don't really like even talking to you like that. Like, what are you doing? And then she's sitting up there, well, I thought y'all liked Steve. They was like, girl, we don't care nothing about no Steve. What is going on? What is happening? Anyway, she goes on to tell them that she's taking out her uterus. And this is why sex education is important in the schools. Because the girls thought that she was going to have menopause or wasn't going to have menopause. They was mistaking the uterus for the ovaries. I ain't going to lie. We took sex ed in 7th grade. That taught me a lot. I actually took it as one of my electives in college. Them children need the sex ed. Not the other stuff. But at least to know their own damn bodies. But Giza tells them that she getting the uterus taken out. The girls are like, okay, yeah, we concerned, but you putting 20 on 10. Yeah, that was really about it. Them girls really be so awkward around you, Giza. Girl, if I had a relationship like that with my kids, where every time we have a conversation, they kind of looking at me like something wrong with me, girl, that would really mess with me. That would do something to me. I don't know, especially with my daughter. I don't know. Let's move on. So now Mia had done told Karen what the girls had said about her when it was at the bridal shower. They talked about her the whole time. And Karen was like, well, girl, what did you say? Did you defend me? And basically Mia was like, no, I didn't. Well, that makes Karen go on to say, you know what? I'm going to keep a distance on her. She needed to be in timeout because I feel like if that was my friend and we was in such a good place, she should have helped up for me. For something so heinous as what Big Reese was saying, I understand. I would have wanted somebody to step up and say, I don't believe that. Let's not talk about that girl like that or whatever. But ultimately, none of y'all really help up for each other. I mean, Grind Dime has helped up somewhat, but not like you asking Mia to be there. And ultimately, listen, listen, I'm with Karen. Consider the source. I'm telling you, it could all be true, but because it's coming from Sharice and the venom behind it, nobody believes it. But anyway, she calls down to Wendy, because Wendy getting ready for the video release, and tell Wendy what Mia said, and that what Mia said that Big Reese was over there saying. But then she goes on to say, I had to put her in timeout because she ain't basically have my back. And Professor Wendy chimed in and quoted MLK talking about sometimes silence is complicity. Something to the nature of that. Girl, you a professor, and let's move on. I ain't even about to do it. Anyway, Candy Eyes is the night of her event. Alright, here we get to the event. Giza comes in looking overdressed in her after 5 attire. Giza, where the hell was you going looking like a disco ball? 3 o'clock in the evening. Girl, the sun was at high noon. Why is you walking around in the after 5 dress? Girl, what were you thinking? Where did you think? Did you even look up where the venue was going to be when you put your doggone disco ball on? They had people in there in t-shirts and tennis shoes. And Giza decides that the bedazzled dress was the appropriate. If she got a team, like a stylist, or like a makeup artist, a hairdresser, a friend, a foe, or anybody who care about her and they're allowing her to walk out the door looking the way she be looking, y'all ought to be ashamed of yourself. Y'all gonna have to answer to the Lord for that. I'm sorry, I said what I said. But anyway, she pulls up in her after five attire and says she want to talk to Chris so they can move on. Girl, Chris don't want to talk to you, and I would never talk to you again if I was Chris. Period. You put 20 on 10. You try to make it seem like that man was trying to make you uncomfortable. Not saying that you maybe or may wasn't. I feel like you're lying. That's just me. But you trying to put 20 on 10 and make it seem like that man was doing something on purpose to make you uncomfortable. That man don't want to talk to you, and I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to talk to you either. Period. What are we talking about? There's nothing to talk about. So stop asking if you could talk to him. Chris basically getting a confessional and said he not wrong and he don't need to speak to her or say nothing to her. Like, that's just a wrap. Let it go. Let it go. He said what he said. You said what you said. Let it go. I'm with Chris. You only got one time to screw me. You ain't gonna have to worry about me coming back around. So Candace is getting ready to come out, and she wants the people to announce her candy ass. The Deep Space video was nice. It was cute. But girl, the venue looked like it was shoulder to shoulder. You had to already spoke to everybody. They don't need to introduce you, girl. But go ahead. So they end up introducing her. She gets up there and gives her speech and says she don't give a what a hater say. Deep Space is re-released. She thanked her mama and said her mom and her daddy was the first ones to tell her she could be and do whatever it is she wanted to be and do. And then she said, and then last but not least, my man. And you know, this was for Gizzard and Ashley. This right here. And she said, to the hoes who want to hate sitting way in the back, you got to know that I don't give a damn about what none of y'all saying. You are my rock. Baby, you're the truth. You are my rock, and I love to rock with you. And she said, baby, I love you. They ain't gonna break our soul. And the hoes best to go sit down. I said, well, go ahead on, candy eyes, as you should. And look at Gizzard was over there gizzarding her neck up. Girl, you know, you really are a jealous heifer. I'm with Wendy. You living the life God gave you to pay you back for all the BS you done in the past. Girl, I don't know if it was the past life or if it was the past week. But whatever it was, you getting it all back. And I'm here for it. Anyway, after she do that, she plays the video. The girls are feeling the video. Mia got in her confessional being doggone messy, talking about this is better than the parking lot. The budget is raised. It is. Ashley said she liked it. All the girls liked it. Karen is proud of her. And look at Gizzard. I don't even remember the song. You remember the song? What the song is? Girl, you are not memorable. That's why you have to create scenes every time you get on TV. What are you talking about? You are the unmemorable person, Gizzard. You are the most unmemorable person. No, Robert is. But you friends with her, so I'm going to put y'all in a group together. But you are unmemorable. You are not memorable at all. And for you to sit up there and say, I don't remember the song, girl, Candace, let this be a lesson to you, because you keep trying to be them heifers' friends. They are not the ones, girl. Clean the Karen. You don't need the Tweedledum and Tweedledummer to be on the show. Just be cool with Karen. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, Sharice arrives looking like a sidekick to the after 5 attire that doggone Gizzard was wearing. And Sharice, your face, every time you rear your ugly face, I just want to kick you in your forehead. I ain't even gonna lie. You know, right there where that dimple be at when you be going, well, I wouldn't say that. That's why I be wanting to put the heel of my foot. You know what I'm saying? Right there. Because your face just being there. Oh my God. Candace, why are you friends with this lady? Maybe she different on camera. I don't know. No, when Sharice saw Karen come in, she was like, there go your friend. There go your friend. And Karen's, Gizzard was like, who? And then she said, girl, please. She ain't gonna come over here because she see you sitting over there. Listen, Karen is not avoiding Sharice because she's afraid. She's avoiding Sharice because she don't want to give Sharice no time. As she shouldn't. I wouldn't want to give her no time either. Anyway, Ashley goes to tell Wendy what Mia said, and said Mia said that you wanted her cookie. So then Mia, I'm thinking, not Mia, Wendy goes over to Mia, and I'm thinking she about to book this heifer. But in true I want to be down fashion, she goes over there and said, Mia, you said you wanted me to eat your box? And she was just like, yeah, I said that. Girl, you was a lie. You told me you wanted to eat mine. And then she get into the confessional and said, if she would have just told me, I probably would have thought about it. And then gives me a hug. Y'all got to stop protecting Miss Wendy, Dr. Wendy, because Dr. Wendy don't give a damn about none of y'all here at the bottom with us. None of us at the bottom. She's trying to climb the top with the light skins. Let that girl deal with whatever she got to deal with the light skins, please. Yeah, she care more about being friends with them than actually being done right. I'm sorry, because I would have, if that was completely untrue, I would have cussed Mia's ass out for filth. Do you understand me? But it had to have some type of truth to it, or maybe it didn't have no truth, and you just so starstruck with Mia broke ass. Oh Lord. Maybe it's the show. But maybe you just that starstruck to where you just letting stupid shit like that slide. Girl, you letting these people put your name in the dirt and in the dust. I keep telling you, every time I get up on this here panel, you have a real job. That's all I'm going to say. Keep playing. But anyway, after she cries and hugs on her or whatever. Now, when Robin arrives after the video in her semi-formal wedding dress, she comes in. And everybody was like, girl, where is you going with this gown? She said she was coming from her sister-in-law to be's bridal shower. And she decided to wear white so the girls could see how she gonna look in her gown because they're not gonna get to see how she look any other way. Girl, let me tell you something. See that commitment ceremony you put at the end of this doggone episode? Girl, we don't care about that. We need to see the paperwork. Where is the documentation? Marriage certificates and license are public information. We need the documentation. Until then, it was a commitment ceremony. Let's move on. But when she comes in looking masculine and she want to look, Gizzard comes over to ask Karen if Mia told her what she said. You know what I'm saying? So Karen was like, yeah, Mia told me I was dragging from me, you know, putting my name in the dirt and in the dust, but it's cool. Well, then Gizzard go, well, did she tell you everything? And she was like, yeah, she told me everything. No. Did she tell you that she called you a prostitute? Karen was like, oh, she left that part out. Oh, the girl didn't call that lady a prostitute. She asked because the way y'all was doggone saying it was like y'all was saying that she's a prostitute. And they did a flashback. Mia comes over and explains that part that I never said you was a prostitute. I just basically asked. And Karen was appalled again. And she was like, well, bitch, if they were out here saying bathrooms and servers and money and all this, that's the only thing I could have came up with. So that's why I asked. But, you know, Karen is just over it. Karen was like, you know what? I thank God I am a ambassador for Sarah County or wherever she's from, and I never had to sell my badge. Ray was over there looking crazy, like what the hell is going on? But she ended up excusing Ray so she could tell him help us off and say she's never had to sell her badge, and whenever she gets to where she needs to sell her badge, she's gonna let the girls know because she's gonna need a little bit of promotion. You know what I'm saying? Full free promotion. So as she's saying that, Ashley basically says she has mutual friends, and they all saying the same thing about Karen having an open relationship. Now, Gizzard says Karen is smart because she never said it wasn't true. Karen is not entertaining it. So now Sharice comes over because she was like, there goes Sharice and she was talking about it. She was like, girl, I'm not talking about her. I'm not talking to her. I don't even need her over here. And then Sharice was like, wait, what? You trying to avoid me? What? Like, what? And Karen was like, girl, I don't even know why you breathing in my space. But you need to exit stage left. Please, I don't need you over here. But Sharice insists on being in the company of the grind down. You know, she insists. So she was just like, girl, look, let me just say this. I never lied about anything. And that's just what it is. Sharice, nobody believes you. And I keep saying that because, like I said, you make it hard for us to believe you because you're coming from a very nasty, negative, vindictive, jealous-ass place. Even if Karen was out with you, which I don't believe, and gave up the cookies. What now? Y'all grown. If Ray don't care, why do you care? You even said in your confessional, Ray said she can have eye candy. Now, what the definition of that eye candy is between her and her husband. That ain't got nothing to do with you. But you insist on being with this lady and you look dirty and dusty and desperate, just like your wigs. And I hate that for you. I really do. I hate that for you. Mia getting her confessional talking about, yeah, I had heard that too. And she pulled Karen on the side and tell Karen, yeah, you know, some people at this restaurant, she named the restaurant and said, they said you was messing with their brother. You was dating their brother. Karen was like, girl, look, let me just say this. None of this stuff is true. None of it. She was like, so I'm not even going to give it that type of life. Karen gets in her doggone confessional and said, girl, I done called down there to them people. And them people say they don't even know you. You don't go here. Girl, when she said that, I fell. Because Mia don't go nowhere. According to the latest doggone documentation and proof and what Jacqueline's going to spill on her ass, she ain't never go nowhere. Okay? Mia, sit your ugly ass down. You ain't heard nothing from nobody. You just trying to stay relevant and keep your job. Because, you know, at the end of the doggone show, they said you had to move out your house, out that rental, that Airbnb. Miss Toya Bush Harris. Anyway, girl, shut the front door and get out, Mia. Don't nobody talk to you. You look like you don't even have no friends for real, for real. So I just can't see somebody confiding in you about Karen. Karen is not trying to hear it. Karen is not giving it no light, as she shouldn't. I wouldn't. But she's just like, I'm not even about to do that. So now, in the midst of all of this, Ashley asked Candace if Chris would like to speak to her. And no, it was Gizzard. It was Gizzard at first. Gizzard asked Ashley if Chris would like to speak to her. And she said, you know what, not at the moment. You know, let's just not, this is not the space, the time. And then Ashley comes up and was like, well, you know, I wanted to have a word with him because all that shit he was talking on, you know, Twitter, basically threatening me and whatnot. Well, Ashley was like, this is not the time. He wants this whole moment to be about me. He don't want to take it off of me. So let's just table this. Ashley insists. Now, this is my thing. Ashley was dead wrong and dirty. But, you know, I blame you, Candy Ass. Because you got all that mouth. Why you didn't just look at her straight down her face and say, do not say 2 words to my motherfucking husband. Wendy would have did it. Karen would have did it. Why didn't you just be stern and say, do not speak to my husband? Period. Well, anyway, not Michael, Lord have mercy. Chris just happened to be standing there, I guess, and she goes to tell Chris, you know, I saw what you was putting on Twitter. I ain't really care for that. And Chris was like, you know what? At the end of the day, I apologize if I was seeming like I was threatening you, but I said what I said and I meant what I said. Y'all heifers was trying to drag my name through the dirt. I wasn't about to let y'all drag me through the dirt. It was what it was. I'm not just going to sit there and be quiet. And Ashley was like, well, I mean, you were kind of being a little inappropriate, and this sends Chris through the doggone roof. Now, prior to that, she was saying the same thing to Candace, and Candace was saying, girl, we was not worried about that Sesame Street character. Nobody over here is worried about that, fat. So when she said it to Chris, Chris goes storming out of the doggone place. Chris, you gotta control yourself. Ashley goes over there to the girl talking about, I don't know what I did wrong. Wendy was like, you had to know that was gonna end like that. Other girls is looking crazy. Ashley's in the back telling Chris, don't worry about it. I don't believe them hoes anyway. But at this point, it's the principle. I'm with Chris on this. She's over there trying to make it seem like I did something so completely dirty and something wrong, and it's all lies. And what we know now is lies to deflect from the fact that Juan Dixon wasn't at the reunion one of them years because he was at somebody else's reunion between their legs. You get it? It's all deflection and projection. That's all it is. It's all deflection and projection. So the doggone episode goes off. I'm sorry. It's the outro. They say Ashley moved into her house in October. Candace is on tour with the Deep Space. Karen is doing an evening with the Grand Dame on a 5-city tour. It must be in the tri-state area. Shit, Tri-City area, if you ask me. Don't nobody want to see that shit. Wendy is over there saying she now drinking a gallon of water and taking her frustrations out with kickboxing. Robin said she didn't do a prenup. They didn't get to do the prenup, and they didn't get married down there in Jamaica. Now, this is where we cut to this doggone wedding. Now, this is the second and the final compliment I will ever give you, Robert Dixon. Robert, you actually looked cute in your little gown. You did. I ain't gonna lie. You looked good. You looked cute. I don't know if it was the updo and the little hairpiece and the dress was just enough. It wasn't too bad. Robert, you looked feminine. You looked, soft a little bit-ish. Not by the fingers. The fingers was giving Cruella de Vil. But everything, you looked nice, fat. You looked nice. Her mama and daddy was there. Corey and Carter sitting there looking like they don't even want to be here. They don't know why they made them skip school to be here. That's how they looking. Wine looking like he trying to be happy so he can make sure he get his name on the deed and on the paperwork so that he can take your money like you took his. You looked cute, fat. I ain't gonna lie, Robert. You looked cute. They ended up going off into the sunset as if this was gonna be a happily ever after. Robert said to all the haters, you can say what you want, but she ain't listening because she believe her man and she gonna stick beside him, and she said what the hell she said. Shout out to Robert for staying stupid through and through. We are here for the stupidity. This makes good TV fat. Y'all drop down in the comments and let me know what y'all thought about that wedding and this so-called grand finale, because this wasn't the grand finale. I wish they could have doggone shot the reunion and made Robert get up there and explain why the hell she felt like she needed to just not you know, be on the hot seat and let the girls dagger at her dagger. You get it? I know they did Watch What Happens Live. I'll put out a video on that separately, and we'll kind of discuss that and see what the hell went on. But y'all drop down in the comments and let me know. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Follow me on TikTok, because that's where I can post the good content and not get strikes like on YouTube. And I will see you hoes later. Bye.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.